Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great Monday. Tonight we have a very talented artist joining us, Jovian. He has a brand new, his debut album out, Jovian 2000 AD. So he'll talk about his career and his music. Then Hot Tops breaking down everything everyone's talking about. I want to remind you, all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, our official website, thestephennightshow.com. Join us on our TikTok page. It's starting to pop now, y'all. We appreciate you. If you'd rather watch, go on our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show, and please subscribe and comment. All right, we have merch on our website, so definitely check that out. Some good stuff out there, actually. All right, make sure that you register to vote. And again, we have some elections coming up. I'm already getting flyers in the mail, so make sure that you are registered. And again, our prayers are with the victims in Israel and Palestine. This war is out of control, and we're just praying for all the innocent people who have nothing to do with it. All right, family, how y'all feeling on this Monday?
Rocking and a rolling.
Look, I had the shock of my life this morning. I had a heart attack. I usually work from home on Mondays, and I wake up, I usually sleep in a little on Mondays, where usually I get up at 5, Tuesday through Friday to go to the gym. Anyways, I was sleeping on Mondays, and I wake up and I have a text from my boss talking about, are you still doing the presentation today? I'm thinking, presentation? So I look on my calendar and I see it in the afternoon, and I was like, yeah, I'm still doing it. So I'm trying to find a presentation, trying to find the information. And turns out it wasn't the presentation, it was a meeting about the presentation. She texted me, say, oh, by the way, it's just a meeting. I was like, because I don't like not being prepared. So, but it was a quick little heart racing thing. Well, listen, I saw you all did some good things over the weekend. What'd you do?
You go, Lanier. Go.
So, one Chike Evans got us some tickets to see Brownstone and Raheem DeVaughn. Let me tell y'all something. Some people put on the show.
Oh yeah.
But the best part about that night, was meeting Brownstone, and being able to, chop it up with those wonderful ladies. So special shout out to Nikki, because, we had a very, very good conversation. But all of them were just, sometimes you never know, when people are at a certain status.
Right.
And they were all just cool. They were nice. They were engaging. So it was a cool, it was a great way to end the night. Even though after a certain time, we start getting sleepy.
Right.
And we'd be ready to go home.
Yeah.
But let me tell y'all something real quick. That Raheem DeVaughn, he had them heifers going. You hear me? Me and Chike both felt uncomfortable. Like, oh, this is turning into soft porn. But we had a great time. So I thank my brother Chike for making that happen. Because it was definitely one of those, I get to put it in the memory box and I'll never forget it. And
shout out to Raheem DeVaughn. He's a friend of the show. He's been on here several times. So that's great that y'all got to go see them perform. Well, our question of the day is, what's something on your bucket list? Let's start with you, Chike.
Oh, wow. I'll say, I don't know. I honestly don't know. You stumped me. Bucket list. I don't think I have a bucket list, honestly. To be honest, I don't have one. I just do what I like. I do what I feel.
Yeah.
Life is too short anyway. Just do it.
Very true. Very true. What about you, Linnea?
So I know that we, for people who say, oh yeah, I have a bucket list and I want to do X, Y, and Z. So generally 9 times out of 10, when I say I want to do something, then I make a conscious effort to make sure that I do it. But I'm just going to go a little bit more deeper. What's on my bucket list and my life list is to live as authentically, as genuinely, and as openly and unapologetically as I can, without getting arrested.
Right. Exactly. That's a good
That's
goal.
it.
Well, I think my bucket, some of my bucket list is go to Ghana. I heard that I think was it what's his name? The rapper in Chicago. What's his name? Married, kids, everybody likes
Chance.
Chance the Rapper. He said if you are a Black person, you should go to Ghana and experience
Yeah.
that. I definitely want to go there. All right, well, let's get into some of these topics. So there's a viral food critic, and he, he's very popular because he goes to different restaurants, travels different restaurants, and he does a review. And what he typically does is he orders it delivery or orders it takeout, and so he eats it in the car, eats it off site, so that he can give a fair valuation of the food. And he has a lot of followers, so people typically know who he is if he comes into the restaurant. Well, recently he was in Atlanta and he made 2 stops at 2 different restaurants, one including Candy Bird's Old Lady Gang. And he gave his feedback. He said, Old Lady Gang, he ended up leaving because he was with his wife and his mother-in-law and his mom. They were going first to be seated, and they told him to be an hour and a half wait. He goes in and they sit him 5 minutes. And so he was asking, well, why did they have to wait and I didn't? And, they were trying to explain and he ended up leaving. And so anyway, so he the other restaurant, I can't remember the name of it, but the owner said it was the same situation where they wanted to see them. He said, I don't want any special treatment. I'm a paying customer. I want to wait like everybody else and everything. But he ended up same kind of situation. The owner of that restaurant said that they don't know who he is when they're apparently trying to throw all these perks at him. But I wanted to talk about this because I saw a lot of conversation around this about some of the both Black-owned establishments, which we love to support. We even have a segment on here called Black Business Spotlight, and a lot of times we highlight restaurants. And it's some of the hoops you have to jump through and some of the different, just to get and establish it. They talk about the bad customer service. They talk about the long waits. They talk about how a lot of times they have plastic silverware, the food's overpriced, the drinks are overpriced. And I thought about last year, usually I take a trip for my birthday, but last year I didn't. And so I was trying to do a brunch and I was looking at a Black-owned restaurant. And I probably went through almost 10 until I found one that could accommodate us. And even that one, they had a rule that they could only use 1 check. Now, for all the people that were invited, they were only going to pay on 1 check. Now, I worked around that. I have a Cash App credit card or card, and I had told everybody to just Cash App me, and we paid with that card. But it's like, why do you make it so hard? And even Cardi B weighed in on the conversation and said that she thinks the restaurants in Atlanta don't even make money because of some of the things they put people through, the patrons through. She said that when she has people order food for her, a lot of times she just name drops so that she can have a good experience. So what are your thoughts? And we're talking about Atlanta here, but I've been to other places, same kind of situation. I saw this young lady made a video about restaurants in DC. She says overpriced, that's why she won't go out. Linnea, what are your thoughts on this?
So Keith Lee has definitely blown up since he started doing the food critic thing. He was actually a UFC fighter. And he's very genuine. Like, this is not about bashing those establishments, because he even says it in all of his videos. Listen, I don't want y'all to bash these people. I'm just, giving my honest opinion about my experience.
And yours could be different.
And yours can be different, but it all should be the same for everybody.
Right.
And not when I came to see you, Stephen, but another time when I was in Atlanta. I specifically wanted to go to a particular restaurant because it was Black owned. And I was following the person on social media. And I'm like, all right, I'm here, not looking for them people don't know me, I don't know them, not looking for no special treatment or nothing. And I, she can't know. I will order a whole bunch of food because I want to taste the food that I've been seeing on social media.
Right.
And this one particular time I ordered deviled eggs. And I went to go bite into that deviled egg, and it was a nail in my deviled egg. And how did I know? Because it was a blue fingernail. And I was like, I need to talk to the owner.
Right.
And the owner came out, and I followed that person. He came out, had a whole attitude like, I put the nail in there. You need to go in the back and check your peoples. And then when he did that, oh, you trying to get free food? Before he went to the back, so you trying to get free? No, I'll pay for all of this. I'm telling you what just happened. So when he went in the back and he realized he was wrong, we're gonna comp you. You ain't gotta comp me nothing. I'm gonna pay for this and I'm gonna get up out of here. And I stopped following him because on social media, when you not talk bad, but when you voice your displeasure, he has a habit of coming back at people. And I don't have time for that. Pay my bill and I rolled out. But I know that one place that Keith went to, he went to the Milk and Honey.
That was other place.
But I've been to Milk and Honey. The one he went to, I've never went to. But there's another Milk and Honey in ATL, and I had an absolute amazing experience. But I do agree that unfortunately with us, I don't know what I don't get it. Where you have all these rules and regulations, but you also have another story on here that we're going to get to later about a restaurant enforcing some particular type of rule that they have, which is crazy, but we'll cover that when we get to it. So these people, man, I don't know what they thinking.
This year I went to Houston for my birthday, and we went to this particular restaurant that was known. Everyone said you must go there. They had $40 parking and $60 parking. The closer you were to the building, $60, but they don't tell you till you get in there. And it's just like, I don't get it. Even a place down here, the food was absolutely amazing here in Atlanta, but they were so short-staffed. The woman, the hostess who seats you, she had to be the waitress too, and the food was ready because you could see it, but there was no one to come hand it out to the patrons. It's like, business, get your business together. But what are your thoughts on all this?
I think that when it comes to some of us, sometimes, especially the restaurateurs and even other businesses, they tend to want to be elitist. They tend to want to have some kind of air of exclusion on a class. And what winds up happening is they don't wind up making the money that they think they're going to make. And they have to wind up shutting down. There was a restaurant that Lania and I fell in love with, and we thought that was going to be our spot, like for everything. And the food was like beyond wonderful. And then like we started noticing little things. Remember, Lania, no one could come in. No one was allowed in if they had marijuana on them, the smell of it at all. So, and keep in mind, this person was in professional sports at one point in time. So the hip hop community was following this person very much. So what happens in hip hop? They smoke weed. So you're just excluding a whole set of clientele that they're not going to come to you, especially after being in the studio. They want to go get something to eat. They're not going to come there. Then it was an upcharge on every little thing. Like, they didn't have a liquor license yet. So you can BYOB, but they're charging you to actually do that service. They're charging you for the glasses. They're charging you for the ice. They're charging you. It's an upcharge on every little thing. If you want to have a birthday, you want to bring in your own cake, they're going to charge you for the knife. They're going to charge you for the plate. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
if we're going to have successful businesses for our community, in the community, then make them of the community.
Right. It's true. It's true. I mean, everything you said was correct. You gotta do what? You gotta pay for what? I mean, it's just like, And we want to support these businesses. We want to. I saw someone that made a post today. We want to support, but the customer service sometimes and just the different open this day, close this day, open this weird time. It's like you're doing the
that part.
That part
Not being
right,
open.
Yeah.
that part right there.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes me and this man be going on a hunt for certain things.
Yeah.
And if the website say you close at 7:00 and we get there at 5:30 and you close, I got a problem.
Yeah.
I got a problem. But also, you give me shitty customer service, I'm not tipping you. That's the thing that Jay and I we go back and forth about.
Mhm.
Cause I'm like, I don't want to tip bad customer service, or I'm not gonna tip you if you're gonna be like, you ain't gonna tip me. Cause I've had people say that to me. Oh, you're not tipping me?
Mhm.
I don't get no tip. No. And I don't have to explain to you why, but you should already know your customer service skills suck.
Mhm.
How about everybody take their training that they do at Chick-fil-A?
Right. Yes, my pleasure. I went to a place last Thursday. 2 people, they had a gratuity. It took money out your pocket because I was gonna give you more than that. But anyway, all right. Well, do better, y'all. Because we want to support. Well, NSYNC singer Lance Bass, is coming to the defense of his bandmate Justin Timberlake after all the bombshells that Britney Spears released in her new memoir, The Woman in Me. Bass is telling all fans to forgive JT, noting Britney did. So on October 24th, Britney Spears broke her 20-plus year silence as her new tell-all hit bookshelves everywhere. But before the release of her new memoir, the 41-year-old singer released excerpts that took the internet by storm. Taking back control of her life, Spears not only spoke on her controversial 13-year conservatorship, but also on all of the rock relationships, including that one of ex-boyfriend Justin Timberlake, who's 42. The two began dating in 1999 when she was 17 and he was 18. They then split in 2002 when JT dumped her via text message. From the experts, Spears not only told fans that she cheated on JT with the choreographer Wade Robson after learning that he allegedly cheated on her with a very popular woman, but she also claimed that she got pregnant. I'm sorry, before she got dumped in a 2-word text message, she got pregnant in the singer's baby, and he told her to get an abortion. She said it was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I love Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be much earlier than I had anticipated. But Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said that we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, and that we were way too young. She added, I'm sure people will hate me for this, but I agreed not to have the baby. I don't know if that was the right decision. If it would have been left up to me alone, I never would have done it. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. On Spears' audiobook released, which is narrated by actress Michelle Williams, she also opened up about her thoughts on JT trying too hard to fit in around Black celebrities. She recalled one time that she and JT were in New York City and ran into R&B singer Genuine, and he allegedly put on a black accent. Since all of Britney Spears' revelations, JT has caught much backlash with fans swarming his comment section on social media pages and dragging him on Twitter. Now his bandmate Lance Bass is coming to his defense. Speaking with TMZ on Thursday, the 44-year-old singer said everyone needs to forgive Justin Timberlake. He said, look, everyone has their own opinion. I feel like the world is so full of hate right now, and we need to practice a little forgiveness. Britney did. Let's take a note from her. Everyone deserves to tell their story. She did, and I hope that the fans can find some forgiveness. He also revealed that he bought Spears' memoir and plans to read it. Also joked about copying her and getting Michelle Williams to narrate his own tell-all book, etc. So Justin Timberlake hasn't really spoken publicly about this, but what are your thoughts? Do you think that, they were young, they were 17, 18, and to clear this up, she said that she cheated, but she said the most she did was kiss that guy, Wade Robertson. She didn't have sex with him. And people think, it's been speculated that the person that he cheated on her with was Christina Aguilera, but she said she wouldn't say the name because the person is married now and has kids. But anyway, Linnea, what are your thoughts on this? Should we all forgive Justin and just take it for what it is?
I mean, I don't really, let me go with this. Talk to me when, did he apologize to Janet?
I'm trying to say what she said in her documentary. Did he apologize?
Did she say he apologized to her?
I believe he did.
I think he did.
But I think it was to her, not publicly, but to her.
It was directly to her. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, if Janet forgave him, all right, cool. I ain't a Britney Spears fan, so they ain't got nothing to do with me. But I will say this: he was correct in saying that they were too young. So what happens is, that would have changed the trajectory of both of their careers. And it doesn't sound like he pressured her. He just told her, we neither one of us are ready. That was a true assessment. That was a true statement.
Yeah.
Just because you get pregnant by somebody doesn't mean you're meant to have their baby. That's not what that means. And fast forward now, luckily he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call a spade a spade. Luckily, she doesn't even have custody of the children that she had.
Yeah.
And I'm the Queen of England, and if all she did was kiss somebody.
Right. And she said she did it after she found out that he had cheated on her.
Right.
Chike, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I don't know what to think. They were young, they had money, they were in love, they were having a lot of sex. I mean, stuff happens. I'm glad they both survived. I'm glad they're both still here to tell a story. It's not in my purview to forgive or not forgive Mr. Timberlake. I like him as an artist. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on these tell-all books? Could you imagine writing a book, and I'm sure you're going to offend or upset somebody when you're telling your story. What are your thoughts on this? Either one of you.
Oh, I guess Chike telling me I should do one, but it's not going to be a book. It's going to be a show. It's going to be a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't have enough dirt, but you know what? I think that people are taking this speak your truth. I think some people are just, I don't know, just like with the word, like certain words, people are just overusing certain things. I don't know when it comes to that, like if they reach out to these people that they're going to include,
right? Yeah,
you know what I mean, to have a conversation, because now because of the internet, just like now, people are going after this man, and he's somewhere minding his business.
Right, married with kids.
Something that happened a long time ago. Yeah, he married with kids on something that happened a long time ago. So now you've stirred this hornet's nest, and now he's catching a bunch of flack for something that happened a long time ago, and you've just opened it back up. And 9 times out of 10, when people do this is you get some money, you get some attention, you get whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
that people have become so accustomed to this microwave living, everything being so instant, everything being so automatic and fast. And when it comes to people telling their story, I think everyone deserves that right to tell their own story. And I've heard Toni Braxton and Faith Evans both speak on this about telling their own stories. It's about being careful of intertwining other people's stories with their narrative, because that part of the story is not theirs to tell. And so we can all agree that two things can be true at the same time. Just because you tell your truth, there is another truth out there that belongs to someone else. And sometimes those stories intersect. But going back to my microwave point, when you when you tell your life story, it's a reflection of the past up until present in most cases. People hear stories of the past with their microwave living, and it's like now. It's not
Mhm.
now. People have to arrive at where they are. You just don't
Yeah.
snap your fingers and you're there.
Yep.
There's a growth, and
Mhm.
you have to give grace for growth. People, that's why the book is being written, so you can learn from some mistakes.
Right.
Maybe it'll help shed some light on the situation that you're dealing with. Or maybe you're seeing how someone overcomes something. That's what I love about those stories. How did you overcome?
Right.
You're no different than me. We're the same.
Yeah.
You grew out of a situation, you overcame, you had uh, a tribe, a village around you supporting you. You learn different things. Stop judging people on their past. We all have to arrive at something.
Exactly. I think if I were to write a book, I would give people a copy of the people that are in the story, give them a copy before it hits the shelves. Brace yourself. All right. Well, a Georgia restaurant is standing strong on a policy for customer dining with children. Customers dining with children. A Tacoma, a Riverside restaurant, features an adult surcharge for adults unable to parent. So Steakhouse recently enforced the fee when several families dined together at the Waterside location earlier this month. According to Today.com, the owner of Tacoma added a $50 kid fee to each bill at the table. When the patrons asked for the explanation, the owner said that their kids were being too loud. One of the customers told the outlet the group was made up of 4 families, and there were reportedly 11 children from ages 3 to 8. The owner approached the table after dessert. By the point, the customer says that some of the children had joined their parents closer to the waterfront area of the restaurant. It said it had the menu in hand, and he's showing us where it stays. So on the menu, it shows you there is a fee if your children, if you can't control your children. Instead of the owner informed them of the added fees per bill, in addition to being too loud, the customer was allegedly angry about the kids running. Oh, the owner was upset about the kids running around the restaurant outside. Meanwhile, Lindsay says the children were sitting on one end of the table and being so good. She added their well-mannered behavior was even a shock to her. The fact that the kids were being good, it shocked her. But what are your thoughts on this? So it says as of Friday, the restaurant had a 4.1 rating on Google and features over 2,000 mixed reviews. What do you think, Linnea? You had mentioned this earlier in the conversation. What do you think about this rule? $50 per bill if the kids are deemed unruly or says you can't parent your kids.
This taps into the conversation about the airline and wanting to charge those of us who come on without children a fee if we want peace
Right.
on a flight. When you go out to eat, right? Unless it's a kid place, I don't want to hear a kid screaming while I'm trying to have dinner. I don't know if this was really the thing because she's saying that her children weren't, and I did look up to see what color her hue was. So I don't. Part of me says yes, charge them. They need to know. You need to learn. Then the other part of me is like, that's tricky. But if somebody wants to incorporate something in their establishment, one or two things is going to happen. You're either going to abide by it or you're not going to go.
Yeah.
Period. And that's that person's establishment for him to do. And from what I heard, that's been in place for some time. Like it's not new. That's been in place for some time. So you might want to be mindful of your children. Because kids do tend to, especially younger ones.
11 kids.
And you had 11. Yeah, they all weren't just sitting at nobody's table. I don't believe that.
Ages 3 to 8. They were.
Yeah, okay.
GK, what are your thoughts on this? Is $50 excessive?
I think that they're allowed to do whatever they want for their establishment. It's up to the patrons if they want to continue to go there or not. I mean, it's as simple as that. But most restaurants, I think that they're in their design, they have areas where they will seat families that are away from other people. And, you know, as a single, yes, I do want peace when I go out. I do not want to hear the children. I don't want to hear the screaming and the crying or ill-behaved Amanda in the corner who can't have her way.
Yeah. Well, let
If
me
it's going to be a deterrent, why not?
This does make a difference because so they were all, it was 4 families on vacation together, Lake Lanier here in Georgia. And it was one of those restaurants. That's all this on the news. One of the restaurants off the water.
Like in the woods.
Right, yeah. But is it to be expected or no, your kids need to sit down somewhere? No, no.
I don't know where the actual thing is. Like, I don't know if it's on their website, which I'm going to look after this. I don't know if it's on their website or on their menu in-house about that particular fee charge.
Yeah. It's on the menu. They have it on the
It's
menu.
on the menu because
Mhm.
some of the reviews that I saw, they were all good. So
Yeah.
I guess you got to dig into, dig into more in regards to where the negative
Yeah.
reviews were, what those were about.
Right.
But I don't know if anyone else has complained to this extent.
Mm-hmm.
If not about the food. I think most of the negative reviews were probably about the food from what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, I knew if I have 11 kids that I'm responsible for, we're not going to this restaurant.
we're going
And
Chuck E.
if they
Cheese.
said if the kids were running around like they say they were, that's a whole nother issue. That's a
Yeah.
whole insurance
Yeah.
issue. That turns into something else.
That doesn't matter
And
what kind of restaurant that is.
yeah, like you're not even supposed to be running around. And then if one of them fell in that water, then what? Then you want to try to hold the restaurant responsible for something happening. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, real quick. So, congratulations to Magic Johnson. He is now his net worth is now $1.2 billion. He's the 4th athlete to reach this milestone. You know, the highest one is MJ. But some sad news over the weekend. Matthew Perry has sadly passed away at 54. He was best known for his iconic role as Chandler Bing on the show Friends. He was found unresponsive in his jacuzzi at his home and appeared to have drowned. According to sources, there were no illicit drugs on the scene, and foul play was not suspected in his passing. So I heard they finished the autopsy, but they're still waiting on the toxicology report to see if there were any drugs in the system. He had struggled for decades with substance abuse, which he talked about in his memoir last year, but he said he was clean. They said that he wasn't the happiest he's been in his life. He was playing pickleball twice a day. But I will say TMZ showed a picture of him today recently, and he didn't look good in that picture at all. But he said one thing he did say when he dies, he said in an interview last year, I want to be known that I would help others, because he was known, he had turned his home into like a rehabilitation facility for people, and that if someone came to him and said that I can't stop drinking, can you help me, I would definitely do it and follow up with you. So he wanted to be known for that before being known for Friends. But his castmates, they released a joint statement to People Magazine, just saying how devastated they were and how they were more than cast, they were a family. And so they just asked for some privacy during this time. But what are your thoughts when you saw? I was kind of shocked when I saw this. What were your thoughts, Chike?
I can't say that I was really a Friends fan. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I became fans of individual actors on the show because of their popularity on the show. But yeah, it was a shocker. I thought he was going to be one of the ones that, went into old age.
Yeah.
I was actually waiting for him to have a resurgence. It seems like everyone else has, stepped away and then come back. Jennifer Aniston's back. Courtney Cox, she's back. And I was waiting for, him to start coming back and being out there again. But God rest his soul.
Rest his soul, yeah. I today I just happened to click on it. His interview with Diane Sawyer last year promoting his book, and it talked about how extent his drug use was and his alcohol abuse. It was scary. It was scary. But he was able to, you know, he didn't miss any lines, he didn't miss any shows, but he said that they showed him different clips and he could see. He said if he was really skinny, he was abusing the meds, and if he was big, it's because he was drinking a lot. But the way he started using the opioids is he hurt himself on set of a movie, and they gave him that, and that's what caused that to happen. But everyone that speaks to him says how nice he was, and how Sherry Shepherd talked about today, how when she was a guest star in that show, he was the first one to come out in the trailer and greet her and welcome her. So yeah, Linnea, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, condolences to his family.
Yeah.
And you know, unfortunately, what people don't realize is that when you abuse drugs in that manner, just because you stop doesn't mean you haven't done the damage to your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you don't know the long-term effects of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when they used to say, like, when people would do crack,
Mm-hmm.
you smoked up your heart doing that
Yeah.
crack. You've now smoked your heart away
Mm-hmm.
by doing crack. And just like now with meth, and you see these people and what they used to look like,
Yeah.
and then you see them now, and it's like they don't see what everybody else sees.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
don't see the deterioration, not just on the outside but on the inside. But it's like you're killing yourself purposefully every
Mm-hmm.
day. And
Yeah.
just because you stop, you've already started the process of killing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know what that's going to do to you. You know what I mean? So it's rough. It's rough. It's, yeah, because I think his was a cardiac arrest.
Mm.
So it's definitely rough. Um, so
Yeah.
condolences.
Again, our thoughts and prayers are with him, his family, and his fans all over. Well, listen, Linnea, thank you so much for Hot Topics, Cheek CMU Reviews, and when we come back, our interview with Jovian right back after this.
Mhm.